Two will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up, and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O the saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment, in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity, I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth, and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee, and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. Psalm 30 is a beautiful declaration of personal testimony. David, the warrior king, speaks not as a conqueror, but as one who has been lifted from the pit, healed by grace, and restored by God. This psalm walks through the highs and lows of life, pride, despair, crying out, and finally, redemption. In this hour-long journey, we'll go, verse by verse, soaking in the truths about God's mercy, deliverance, and ability to turn sorrow into celebration. I will exalt you, Lord, for you lifted me out of the depths and did not let my enemies gloat over me. David opens with worship. He exalts the Lord not for riches or military victory, but because God pulled him out of trouble. The depths could refer to emotional turmoil, illness, or even depression. David is grateful not just for rescue, but that his enemies didn't get to rejoice over his fall. This teaches us that God's deliverance protects both our lives and our testimony. Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. David gives credit where its due. His healing came not from strength, medicine, or timing, but from God's intervention. He cried out, and God responded. Healing here isn't just physical, it includes emotional and spiritual restoration. No matter the pain we face, God hears and heals the brokenhearted. You, Lord, brought me up from the realm of the dead. This verse gets even more intense. David felt like he was near death. Some scholars believe this may reference a serious illness or deep sorrow. But God not only rescued him, he brought him up. God is not just a comforter, he is a resurrector, able to pull us out of spiritual and emotional graves. When God moves, dead things come alive again. Sing the praises of the Lord, you, his faithful people. Praise his holy name. Now David invites others to join in the celebration. His story is not just for him, it's a testimony meant to spark worship in the community. God's name is holy and worthy to be praised, not just for what he does, but for who he is. Praise is contagious, and David is using his deliverance as a reason to call others higher in their worship. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. This is the most famous verse in Psalm 30 and one of the most comforting truths in Scripture. God's anger is momentary, but his favor lasts forever. The sorrow you feel right now is not the end of the story. There is a dawn coming. For David, the night of suffering ended in a morning of joy. And that same pattern continues for God's people today. When I felt secure, I said, I will never be shaken. David reflects on a time when he was overconfident, trusting in his own strength. Sometimes, prosperity can lead to pride. He believed he was untouchable until God allowed hardship to humble him. This verse warns us, never confuse God's blessing with personal invincibility. Our security is in God, not ourselves. But when you hid your face, I was dismayed. When God's favor seemed to lift, David was undone. The absence of God's presence was more painful than any external threat. This reveals David's intimate relationship with God. He valued God's closeness above comfort. It challenges us to ask, is his presence our priority? Because when it's gone, we should feel it deeply. To you, Lord, I called. To the Lord, I cried for mercy. David returns to his prayer of desperation. He pleads not based on merit, but on God's mercy. He even reasons with God. What gain is there in my destruction? David understands that God delights in life, not death, in praise, not silence. This bold prayer reflects a faith that wrestles honestly with God. You turned my wailing into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy. David ends with unrestrained praise. Mourning has turned to dancing. Grief has been exchanged for joy. Sackcloth, the symbol of sorrow, is replaced with garments of celebration. Why? So that his heart may sing and not be silent. Psalm 30 ends with a vow. Lord my God, I will praise you forever. That's what restored people do, they praise. That's what healed people do, they rejoice. David doesn't just remember the pain, he glorifies the God who brought him through it.